I chose this topic because it sounded interesting and it's something that can affect people in Missouri. CWD stands for chronic wasting disease. This is not only a local problem. Approximately 25 states have discovered deer that are positive for chronic wasting disease, but in Missouri, CWD has expanded to new areas. This is caused by a misfolded protein called a prion. When these disease-associated prions contact normal prions, it causes them to refill into their own abnormal shape. This is a non-point source because there is not a specific source for these prion proteins. As you can see in the graph with the effect of time passing and the number of deer with CW, you can see that the number of states with CWD positive deer have increased over the years. With the increase of states that have CWD positive deer, there have been a decline in the CWD negative states. The chart at the bottom of the screen gives you the exact numbers that are represented in the graph above. As you can see by the key, the line represents the CWD positive states and the bars represents the CWD negative states. While the effects on plants are unknown, chronic wasting disease affects deer, elks, reindeer, moose, and possibly mice. They may not show any signs for many years, but could still be affected. There was a study on 3 hunters who ate deer and elk meat. In this study, there was no strong evidence for the link between CWD and a closely related disease called CJD. Also, in a 2006-2007 study of U.S. residents, more than 2/3 of the people surveyed had eaten deer or elk meat. This study also found that there was no strong evidence that CWD occurs in people. It isn't known if people can be affected with the CWD prion. The carbon cycle is being affected because animals being killed affects the amount of CO2 being released back into the air. The nitrogen cycle is being affected because the decomposition of animals increases the amount of nitrates entering the soil. In North and South Carolina, they have strict guidelines on which part of a deer, mouse, and elk can be brought home. In Kentucky, they recently expanded on its deer import ban to where it now includes all U.S. states, whether CWD has been detected or not. And in Tennessee, they have discovered their first CWD positive deer. To help fix the problem of CWD, you could have your deers checked after you kill them to make sure that they are not CWD positive and will not be spreading that disease around. You also may dispose of the remains of all harvested animals to stop the spread of the disease. You want to do this and incorporate this in all states and not just CWD positive ones to make sure that the spread does not continue growing. This solution will help decrease the number of CWD positive deer. There will be safer hunting and lower disease spreading, and is a more cleanly way of disposing of the animal parts that are infected with the disease. However, this solution is not 100% perfected because not every deer with CWD will be hunted, but the amount should significantly decrease. A major problem with this solution is that there will be limited facilities around the country for disposing of these infected animal parts. Public awareness might also become a problem because it may be difficult to notify people who hunt in rural areas. My action plan includes developing a social media website or page first, and then requesting for funding to establish disposal facilities to put in place in CWD infected areas first, and then expand to new locations.